We are in a spiritual war, and it's happening all around us, and it's getting worse, and it's amping up. And you need now more than ever to remember who you are, remember what you came here to be, what you came here to do, who you came here to be. So we're going to cut that loose tonight. So as I was preparing for tonight, I was asking myself, what's the big problem? What is it we're addressing? And the conclusion I came to is the major problem in the world is people's loss of self. People's loss of self. And you may sit there and go, well, I know who I am. I'm XYZ. I'm ABC. That's the name you have, but that's not who you are. That's the name that was given to you, but that is not who you are. So people's loss of self is the failure, and combined with the failure to understand what and who they really are. People's loss of self and the failure to understand what and who they are. And I know if you've been with me for any amount of time, you have seen this diagram on the board before. This is a diagram representing us. And this line represents us as the infinite, which is apropos. We came from the infinite, we came to Earth, and we will return to the infinite. We do not die. I know that for fact. I know that for a fact. I have had many mystical experiences that confirm that I am bigger than this body. I'm bigger than anything I can even imagine as a human being, that I am truly a spiritual being and I am having a human experience. That's fact. You too, hopefully after this clearing, will have similar experiences. Because what that does is it solidifies in your bones the knowledge of who you are. Beth and I had an interesting conversation on Monday. We went to the Ohio State Fair and ran into two of the most beautiful people I've ever seen. They were trying to sell us the purple mattress. And after we went through the usual bullshit sales pitch, and I said, no, no, no. And Beth said, yeah, we want one. Why can't we get it? And I had to be the sensible one. Not that she's not sensible. She's very sensible, but she likes what she likes. We started having a different conversation with these people. And the conversation was about energy and matter, space and time, teachings of the Bible, teachings of the Quran, teachings of the religious books in this world. It was amazing. We're in the middle of a busy fair, thousands of people mulling around, and the four of us are standing there in our own cone of energy, having one of the deepest conversations I've ever experienced. Okay. There are people out there like you, like me, that are waiting to connect, that are waiting to talk, that are waiting to go, yeah, you're right. There is something wrong with this world. There is something terrible going on right now. And also I'm here to help you. I'm here to support you. It was an amazing connection, and it was divine. It was actually absolutely by divine order. But we are infinite beings having a human experience. So the vertical line is infinite, the human experience. This represents, the horizontal line represents our human experience. This has a beginning and an end. This does not. This red in the middle represents the present moment. And the present moment is all we have. Right here, right now, right in this moment, this is your life. This is your life right now. Feel it. Take a moment, put down your glass or your pen or whatever, and feel this moment. This is your life. The future that you're thinking about, oh, I got to go work tomorrow. I've got to put gas in the car. I've got to put brakes on my car or whatever. The future is a dream. It's something you concoct in your mind. The past is a memory. It's something you carry around with you. And a lot of people carry it around like a sack over their shoulder that they just keep shoving emotions and shock and panic and trauma and memory and failed relationships and failed businesses and name it. All the failures we've ever had, we shove it into this sack of shit and carry it around with us. But the only place life happens is right here, right now. You get to choose differently right now. You get to create differently right now. You get to think differently right now. And that's all you have. The human part of us gets stuck in doubt, stuckness, neutral. And in this world, if you're stuck in neutral, you're losing ground. So if you're not moving forward and creating your world, actively creating your world, actively creating your reality, or being of service in some form or fashion, which is also creating your reality, if you're stuck in neutral, you're losing ground. The human part of us experiences fatigue because of all this. This wears on the human part of us. So the number one complaint I get is, I'm so tired. I'm so tired. I'm exhausted. Now, there are energetic reasons for that. Leaks and drains, rips and tears, chakras not active and ignited, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But if you get moving forward in your life and you become the creator that you came here to be, and you recognize the infinite you and let the infinite you rule this present moment, this kind of stuff disappears. Unproductive, not getting stuff done, just sitting at your desk and or walking into work and looking at your watch and waiting for the next coffee break. Unfulfilled, and no passion. That pretty much describes the average human being out here right now. The infinite part of us, on the other hand, if you really tap into the infinite you and know the infinite you and feel the infinite you in the present moment, you can live in a state of wonder, a state of awe, a state of creation, a state of power, a state of beauty. There's beauty everywhere. This planet is the most magnificent piece of art anybody could have imagined. There is beauty everywhere, everywhere. It's just that we're programmed not to see it. We're taught to ignore it, or we're taught that the standards of beauty is X, when in fact the standards of beauty is Y. Living in this state lets the real you come out, the genuine you, the you at your core, the you that is happy, healthy, joyful, fearless, loving, and alive all the time. Happy, healthy, joyful, fearless, loving, and alive. That's how you are supposed to function. You are supposed to function. So you're probably sitting there going, oh my God, I'm over here on the left. I am not over here on the right. Why am I over here? How can I get there? We're going to talk about that. But I want you to keep in mind 3 levels of awareness as we move through tonight. 3 levels of awareness that are very important for you to understand tonight and tomorrow and from this day forward. And ask yourself this question: when life is not going right, when things are not happening the way you want, when things seem terrible, what level of awareness are you coming from? So a human sees the world and thinks it is happening to me. To me. My spouse is an asshole. He or she treats me terrible. My boss is a jerk. et cetera, et cetera. Levels of awareness. The first one is to me. That's also known as victim mentality. And folks, I got news for you. You ain't victims. Now, you've been conditioned to be victims. You've been taught to be victims. It's been reinforced over and over and over and over and over to be victims, but you're no victim. Not with what you possess, not with the knowledge and wisdom and understanding and the power and creativity that you came here with. You're no victim. The other level of awareness is by me. Oh, in order to make something happen, I have to work my ass off. I have to work 80 hours a week. I have to work 52 weeks out of the year. I have to have 7 jobs, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. If that's true, you're not dreaming big enough. If that's your reality, you're playing a very small game. You're playing a very small game. And the third one, the most important, and the one you need to live through or live in, is through me. Through me. Through me. Creator works through you. God, Buddha, Krishna, whatever your creator is, whatever you want to call it, works through you. Flow occurs through your field. The most important aspect of your energy field is movement and flow. That's why when I work with a client in the first session, first thing I do is make sure they're connected to the creator of all that is, and that their central channel is completely connected and running and open. Second session, after putting the field back together, is about getting energy flowing. And movement and flow is absolutely crucial to us. And we need to be connected to infinite source, infinite energy, infinite supply, not a finite source, a finite energy, or finite supply, because we need a lot of energy to run our energy field. It takes a lot of energy to do that and be here. And once that's hooked up and working, then you get to operate through me. And that's when flow happens. That's when deeply spiritual people meet you at the state fair and have in-depth conversations that shift your wisdom and knowledge and your view of life. And you walk away grateful for that interaction you just had. That's flow. That's flow. And that's available to you. It's when you come up with a creative business idea that all of a sudden beats the competition or is just a little bit better than the competition, and people flock to you because of it. That's flow. Right now, one of the biggest markets or niches, if you will, in the energy world is inducing a state of flow. The people in Silicon Valley, all the IT nerds out there, recognize how important this state is. And I have to grin as I say that, because I am a former, probably still an IT nerd. And they've begun to realize that they've reached kind of the upper limits of this reality, and they need to go to another level, because it's always in IT, it's always the next level, the next level, the next level, the next level. And so there's cafes that have psychedelic mushrooms. There's people that cater to the nerds in Silicon Valley to get them into a state of flow, a meditative state. I've often joked with Beth. I said, Jesus, we could move out to San Francisco and probably become millionaires. All I've got to do is just sit there and kick these guys into a state of flow, and I know their world because I am a computer nerd. So it's quite a niche. It's a small niche, though. All right. So levels of awareness, keep that in mind. It's to me, by me, through me. You want to live in through me. Now let's talk about how you got where you're at.